We are the first generation in history to live in a panopticon of our own making. In the 18th century, Jeremy Bentham designed a prison where a single guard could watch every cell, but the prisoners could never know when they were being watched. Eventually, they stopped needing the guard. They began to police themselves. Right now, as you sit there, you are being watched by a ghost. It is a lens that exists in the back of your skull. You adjust your posture not because you are uncomfortable, but because you are aware of your silhouette. You curate your reaction to a tragedy not to process the pain, but to ensure the grief is readable. We call this main character energy. We celebrate it as a triumph of the individual. But what if it's actually a haunting? What if the main character is a parasitic entity that has eaten the human who used to live inside your skin? Today, we aren't looking for a cure. We are performing an autopsy. We are exploring the main character delusion, the moment the performance became so total that the private self simply evaporated. The French philosopher Jean Baudrillard warned us that we would eventually reach a state of hyperreality, a world where the map is more real than the territory. Consider the sunset. To the ancient mind, the sunset was a terrifying, beautiful reminder of the passes of time. To the modern mind, the sunset is an asset. When you see a sky painted in impossible violets, your first instinct is no longer awe, it is recognition. You recognize the sunset as a good photo. You aren't experiencing the light. You are verifying that the light matches the image of a sunset you've already seen 1,000 times on a screen. The simulacrum has won. The sign of the sunset is now more valuable than the warmth of the sun. When you apply this to your soul, you enter the delusion. Your heartbreak is no longer a wound, it's a narrative arc. Your morning routine is no longer a ritual, it's a sequence. You have become a copy of a copy, living a life designed to be seen rather than a life designed to be felt. The actual self is now just a production assistant for the projected self. There was once a sanctuary called the private moment. It was a space of internal privacy, a realm where thoughts could exist without being converted into data. But we have developed an allergy to the unwitnessed. When we broadcast a moment, we thin it out. Experience is a liquid. The wider you spread it, the shallower it becomes. By the time you've shared your grief with 10,000 strangers, the grief has been diluted until it is no longer yours. It belongs to the algorithm. Why do we take the crying selfie? It is an act of desperation. We have become so detached from our own reality that we feel if our suffering isn't witnessed, it didn't actually happen. We are like the tree falling in the forest. If no one likes the sound, did we ever really make a noise? We haven't just lost privacy, we have lost the sacred. The sacred is that which is kept back. By showing everything, we have made ourselves hollow. Here is the cosmic irony of our delusion. The main character requires an audience, but the audience is a fiction. We act as if the world is a captive theater, breathless to see our next move. But every seat in that theater is occupied by someone else who is also on stage, frantically performing their own play. This is the spotlight effect, taken to its terminal conclusion. We are all extras in a billion simultaneous movies, yet we treat our lives as the only one with a soundtrack. But if everyone is a protagonist, then no one is. We are performing for a void. The likes are not connection. They are the sound of the void echoing back. It is a lonely, frantic dance in a room where the lights are off and the cameras were never actually plugged in. To break the delusion is not to find yourself. It is to accept your own insignificance. There is an immense, terrifying beauty in being a background character, to exist in the periphery, to see the world without needing the world to see you back. In this day and age, the most radical thing you can do is to hold a secret, to have a thought so beautiful you refuse to share it, to experience a joy so profound that you let it die with you, unrecorded and unarchived. Your life is not a movie. It is a series of vanishing breaths. When you stop trying to direct your life, you might finally start to inhabit it. The main character is a ghost, a digital specter that haunts your every move. But the person sitting in the quiet room, the one who is bored, the one who is unaesthetic, the one who is unseen, that person is finally, truly alone. And in that loneliness, they are finally free.